Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're having a great day so far. I hope that February was amazing for you guys. I know it's technically not quite the end of February, but I'm really excited for March because March means that spring is right around the corner and it's actually almost 70 degrees where I live today, which is unheard of for the middle of February or the end of February, but I'm just enjoying this warm weather while it lasts. So I hope that March goes really well for you guys. Make sure you let me know in the comments below which products you've been loving throughout the month of February because I would love to hear your recommendations. Otherwise, let's jump into it. So I think I will kick it off with eyeshadow palettes because I do have a couple of different options to share with you guys that I've been loving throughout the entire month of February, and all of them are under $20, so they're definitely on the more affordable side. So the first one is from Wet n Wild. It is their new Rosé in the Air eyeshadow palette. So Wet n Wild just either reformulated or repackaged all of their eyeshadows. To be honest with you guys, I wasn't super familiar with their eyeshadows before they kind of redid them. I know a lot of people loved Wet n Wild shadows, and I had tried them in the past, but to be honest, I can't really tell how they compare to these. But I will say that these shadows are so good. I purchased a couple of different options on the website because I'm planning on doing a video on the best and worst new drugstore products. And I have to tell you guys, these shadows are so high quality. I don't have a ton of luck with drugstore eyeshadows, to be honest with you guys. I just never have really loved them as much as I've loved higher end palettes. But the matte shadows in this palette are absolutely beautiful. They're so easy to work with. They're so smooth and blendable, and I just can't get enough of them. I've had to consciously put this palette away so I could try out other palettes because I reach for it all the time. I like this one a lot. A lot of people say it's a dupe for the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, but I have purchased other palettes and quads and they really all perform the same. So I definitely recommend checking these out if you haven't already. I've also been loving the NYX Ultimate Multi-Finish Shadow Palettes, and I've talked about these on my channel before, but I had to mention them in this video because I've been reaching for them so often. Again, these are palettes that I've had to consciously put away so I can try out something a little bit different once in a while, but I just think they perform extremely well. I love that you get matte shadows, shimmer shadows, and metallic shadows all in the same shade because it helps you to create a really easy monochromatic eye look. Warm Rust is my favorite palette when I just want an easy eyeshadow look. I use the lighter shades if I want more of a natural look, and then I'll use the brown shades if I want a little bit more of a smoky look, and then you have some pops of color, which is really nice. We actually went away for the weekend either in February or January, and this was the only palette that I brought with me, and it was perfect. And then I also love Smoke Screen. Whenever I wear a colorful smoky eye on my channel, whether it's green or blue or purple, I always reach for this palette. I'm going to do a get ready with me using this palette because a lot of you guys have been asking for a green smoky eye on my channel, so I will use this in an upcoming video very soon. But the quality of these palettes is just so good. And then my last favorite palette is from ColourPop. It is the Give It To Me Straight palette, and I just reviewed this on my channel. I'll link that video in the description box below or up in the cards if you're interested in checking it out. But if you guys are a warm eyeshadow fan, this is going to be a must-have in your collection. It comes with the most beautiful coppery, orangey, warm shadows, and you also get some pops of mauve and burgundy in there, and it's just the perfect palette for warm-toned eyeshadow fans. If you like bold warm looks, definitely pick this one up. I think it's my favorite ColourPop palette that they've done so far, and I have a bunch of them. I have all of their palettes, and I feel like if I had to only choose one ColourPop palette, this would be the one. So I totally recommend picking it up if you guys are a fan of these shades. Okay, let's talk about a few face products. So I finally tried out the Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Full Coverage Concealer. I don't know why it took me so long to try this out because the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation is my absolute favorite foundation of all time. But I finally decided to try it out this month, and I do really enjoy it. I think it is a nice full coverage concealer. It blends out really beautifully. It stays in place throughout the day, and I don't find that it settles into fine lines as much as I thought it would. Because it is such a full coverage concealer, I kind of assumed that it would settle into my fine lines like crazy, but I feel like it stays in place pretty well without creasing on me. I won't say it doesn't crease at all because I really haven't found a concealer that doesn't crease at all on me, but like I said, it stays in place pretty well. I feel like it's very comparable to the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and honestly, I could probably use them interchangeably. I do like this one a little bit better, but you get a lot more product in the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer compared to the Urban Decay Concealer. So I feel like that would influence my purchasing decision in the future, depending how fast depending on how fast I go through this one. But there's something about this one that just looks a little bit better on my skin. I feel like the Tarte Shape Tape, it's weird, but it can kind of enhance dryness on my skin. And I don't struggle with a lot of dryness, but when I do, I feel like that concealer really enhances it. Whereas this concealer just kind of glides over any dryness or unevenness or anything like that. So I do like this one a little bit better. So this is a product that I changed my mind about in February. And it's funny because I was not sold on this product. I had it in my collection and I was just trying to finish it up so I didn't waste it. But now that I've hit pan on it and it's almost gone, I've realized how much I actually enjoy it. It is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Pressed in Translucent. I personally like powders that give you a little bit of extra coverage. So I reach for the Kat Von D Lock It Powder Foundation on most days just because, again, I like a really full coverage look. Believe it or not, there are days when I don't wear super full coverage makeup. They are rare, but they're there. And I'll just apply like a light layer of foundation and then I'll go in with this pressed powder because it gives me a nice finish, but it doesn't add any extra coverage to my skin. I feel like it just does a good job at setting your foundation into place while smoothing your skin. And I feel like my skin actually looks better the longer that I wear this. So when I first apply it, it looks good. But when I look in the mirror like 4 or 5 hours later, my skin just looks really smooth and really even. I am trying out one from Essence and one from Catrice before I do repurchase it because I am looking for a more affordable alternative because it is kind of expensive. But if I can't find one, then I'll definitely spend the money on this again. So I tried out the Pixi Lower Lash Mascara this month and I have to say that I am a fan of it. I kind of always wonder if lower lash mascaras are a little bit of like a gimmicky product, and I feel like they can be, but for me personally, my lower lashes, I don't know, like they're so much thinner and they're more sparse than my top lashes, so I feel like I have to use a very specific mascara or mascara brush on them. I like this mascara because the brush is a very small detail brush, so it actually grabs onto all of your lashes really easily and just coats them. They look nice and defined and dramatic, but it also doesn't smudge or smear throughout the day. I definitely think it's worth checking out if you guys like a very specific mascara for your lower lashes. I don't know, are you guys like the type of people who can use any mascara on your top lashes and your lower lashes, or do you have like a separate mascara for your lower lashes? That's me. Like I always have a different mascara for my lower lashes, which I'll sometimes use on my top lashes, but there are a bunch of mascaras that I don't even use on my lower lashes. So let me know if I'm alone on that. Like I feel like that's kind of weird, but some of you guys have to be able to relate. So this is a product that I've been using since I believe December, and I haven't mentioned it in a favorites video yet, so I had to include it in this video because it is something that I use every single day. It's from Essence. It is their Make Me Brow Eyebrow Gel Mascara, and I have the shade 03 Soft Brownie Brows. So I used to have the darker shade, but that one was actually a little bit too dark for me, so I didn't find myself using it very often, so I recently repurchased it in this shade, and this shade is perfect for me. I love this product so much, and when I decided to go cruelty-free last year, I was really nervous about a couple of products, and Benefit's Gimme Brow was one of them because I loved that product so much. I used it every single day, but of course Benefit is not cruelty-free, so I felt like I couldn't find the best alternative to that product. I had tried this one in the past, but I think I had the wrong shade, so it just didn't work for me. Now that I have the right shade, I use it every single day. So I just comb it through my brows and it sets them in place, but it also has fibers in it, so it makes your brows look a little bit thicker, a little bit more full. I know a lot of people do it the other way around, so they'll fill their brows in and then use a product like this to set them into place, and maybe that'll work, but for me personally, it just kind of makes my brows look a little bit more thick and full before I fill them in with powder. So then when I'm filling them in with powder, I just feel like it's a little bit easier. It's a quicker process because it looks like there's more hair there. So I totally recommend checking it out. It's a great alternative to Benefit's Gimme Brow. Okay, I'm almost finished. Let me just share the last two products with you guys. So the first one is from Hourglass. It is the Ambient Lighting Blush in the shade Mood Exposure. I just have a little mini version because a bunch of you guys told me to pick up the mini version, but then a bunch of you guys were telling me that when you look at the value or the price per gram, that the full-size version is actually a better value. So I don't know, you can decide for yourself if you're trying to decide whether or not you should try the blushes. The thing for me is that I never finish up an entire blush, so I guess it does make more sense to buy the mini version when they have it available. Anyways, I've been loving Mood Exposure so much. It is the most beautiful, natural looking blush for my skin tone, and I think if you have a lighter skin tone, it's going to be a little bit more like plummy mauve on you, and if you have a darker skin tone, it's going to be a lot more subtle on you. But for me, I feel feel like it's a little bit of a dramatic blush, not super dramatic because the Hourglass Ambient Lighting blushes for me are a little bit more subtle, but it's a little bit more dramatic than the two shades that I did have. So if I'm going for like a smoky look or a cool toned look, I always reach for this blush, and I feel like it complements any eye look really nicely. I wish that I didn't like the Hourglass blushes as much as I do. I didn't expect to like them as much as I do. They're my absolute favorite, and in 2018 I'm definitely going to buy more of them. I think they'll probably be the only high-end blushes that I actually buy. I don't need a new blush right now. It's going to be a few months, but once the next Sephora sale rolls around, Hourglass blushes are all mine because they are so good, so beautiful. And my last favorite is from Paula's Choice. You guys, I have been loving skincare so much lately, and my skin has made crazy improvements because I've been using some really high quality products, some good ingredients, and I've just kind of found products that work well for my skin type. But one product that I've been loving is the Resist Advanced Pore Refining Treatment, which is 4% BHA, and it's meant for normal, oily, or combo skin. Like I said, it is from Paula's Choice. So I use this every single night after I wash and tone my face. I usually keep my nighttime skincare routine pretty simple. I wash it, I use a toner, I'll usually use this serum, and then sometimes I'll go in with a moisturizer. I usually do go in with a moisturizer, but sometimes I'll use a lightweight one, and sometimes I'll use a more hydrating one. So I like this a lot. It's supposed to dramatically smooth wrinkles and unclog pores. It is an exfoliator, and in my mind, I always thought that exfoliators had to be like harsh scrubbing products, but they don't. Sometimes they are a lot more gentle, or they feel a lot more gentle like this product. But it's really effective, you guys. Whenever my skin feels clogged or it feels like there's a breakout coming on, I use this at night, and by the morning my skin just looks really smooth and even and clear. So I like this a lot because it is a little bit more gentle. Sometimes products with BHA can really irritate my skin, and if you have very sensitive skin, I'm sure you can relate, but this product's very gentle, so I don't experience any irritation, any stinging, or any burning, and my skin just looks really great the next day. It's a very lightweight serum, so whether you have dry skin or oily skin, I think you're really going to enjoy it, and I just feel like it makes such a difference for me. So I've been loving this a lot, and if you guys do want to see a skincare routine or just my favorite skincare products, just let me know and I can definitely film it for you. Okay guys, that is the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to let me know in the comments below which products you've been loving so I can check them out if I haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.